Everyone thinks the Razer BlackShark V2 is just streamer hype with a flashy green logo. But here's the thing, it only looks like a cosmetic upgrade because the real gains are in the drivers, isolation, and mic chain that actually move the needle in-game. Wait, a 31.99 price tag and a 4.4-star average. That screams compromise, right? Not so fast. After 2 weeks of testing across PC, PS5, and Switch, measuring footstep localization, mic noise rejection, and comfort over 6-hour sessions, I found 2 surprises that flipped my expectations and 1 flaw that almost killed the deal. Before we dive into what I discovered, quick heads up. If you're already convinced and want the best current price, I've dropped the link below. But stick around because which version you buy and how you set it up might be the difference between loving it and returning it. Look, here's the deal. I needed a daily driver headset that didn't make my teammates beg me to mute. My old cans had big bass, sure, but muddy mids and a hot top end that turned footsteps into white noise. On long sessions, the ear heat and clamp were real. And on console, I kept losing volume, headroom, and chat clarity. So I went hunting for something competitive, comfortable, and simple. The BlackShark V2 series kept popping up, but I was skeptical. Marketing promised Tri-Force titanium 15 drivers, advanced passive noise cancellation, and a hyperclear cardioid mic. Sounds great. I've heard that before. I decided to put it to a proper use case test. Nights of Valorant, CS2, and Warzone on PC, story sessions on PS5, and couch play on Switch, plus Discord calls and OBS recordings to check mic behavior in real life. First, audio positioning. With the custom-tuned 15 drivers and software-enabled 7.1 on Windows 10 64-bit, I ran my usual maps and audio sweeps. Footsteps in Valorant gained separation, highs felt brighter, mids cleaner, and bass less boomy than my daily HyperX stand-in. I could pick a jet updraft left to right more reliably, and in Warzone, vertical audio cues were easier to parse. But then, crank it past 80% and the treble can get a touch hot on sibilance. EQ helps. A small dip around 46K Hz in Synapse brought balance without killing detail. Second, mic clarity. The Razer Hyperclear cardioid mic surprised me. I ran Discord A/B tests and recorded in OBS with a desk fan humming 2 feet away. Teammates heard my voice front and center, with side and rear noise noticeably tapered off. That cardioid pattern isn't a gimmick. But then, raw mic tone out of the box leaned slightly thin. Using Razer's software to add a touch of low-mid warmth and a light high shelf made it sound broadcast clean without introducing hiss. On console via 3.5 it's still clean, but you obviously lose PC software shaping. Third, comfort and isolation. At around 240G, this thing is light. The closed ear cups and plush cushions seal better than most at this price, so you get genuine passive noise reduction. My keyboard chatter faded into the background and AC droning dropped a notch. After a 4-hour session, I wasn't clawing at the ear pads. Breathable foam helps though, let's be real, any closed back will get warm after a marathon. Clamp force out of the box is firm but not punishing. It loosens slightly after a week without losing stability. Fourth, cross-platform reality check. Over 3.5 the BlackShark V2 works with PC, Mac, PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Switch. That's convenient, but here's where it gets interesting. The software-driven surround and advanced tuning are only on Windows 10 64-bit. On consoles, you're running the raw analog signal. It still sounds good, clear mids, punchy bass, but don't expect Windows spatial tricks on PS5 or Switch. Also, Switch handheld output is quiet. You'll want the in-headset volume wheel higher than on PC. Fifth, build and usability. The on-ear volume wheel and mic mute are easy to find mid-match. The cable is flexible enough not to fight your mouse hand, but it is still a wired setup, no wireless freedom here. If you rage-tug your cable or travel constantly, a detachable cable is safer. Check your variant. The yokes are lightweight, which is great for comfort, but I'd treat them with care, no tossing it into a backpack unprotected. Here's what nobody tells you. The most surprising win is how the driver separation and passive isolation work together for competitive clarity. After about 20 hours of play, my consistency improved, not because of placebo, but because mids are clean enough that footsteps and utility cues don't smear under bass. And once I dialed a mild EQ, the top-end detail stayed crisp without fatigue. Then the mic, with a bit of software tuning, I got Discord compliments on clarity that I usually only hear with standalone mics. That's not typical at this price. But let's address the elephant in the room, the price inversions. That $31.99 you're seeing, that's often the V2 X variant on sale, which shares the Tri-Force drivers, passive isolation, and hyperclear cardioid mic, and weighs about 240 g. The standard BlackShark V2 tends to include a USB sound card for deeper mic processing and more granular EQ, and historically costs more. If you're on Windows and want the most control for mic and EQ, the V2 with the USB dongle is the smarter buy. If you're mostly console or you just want the core sound and isolation for the lowest price, the V2 X is the insane value. Too good to be true, not exactly. You are trading wireless convenience, active noise cancellation, and some durability luxuries. But for raw competitive audio and clean comms, the value is real. Now that you know the key difference and the setup that unlocks it, grab the one that fits your platform before stock or pricing changes. The best current deal is linked below. If you go V2 X and still want PC mic shaping, I've also linked an affordable USB interface alternative to mimic the V2's processing. Bottom line. If you want a wired, lightweight headset with bright, articulate detail, legit passive isolation, and a mic that keeps your voice above the chaos, the Razer BlackShark V2 line delivers, especially at that $31.99 price point for the V2 X. PC players who love tweaking and streamers who need cleaner vocals should lean V2 with the USB sound card. Console-first players and budget-focused buyers should lean V2 X and enjoy the unfair audio advantage across platforms. If you need wireless ANC or Bluetooth, this isn't it. For everyone else, this is the rare headset that cuts the hype and quietly boosts your performance.